In this video, we are going to look at the motion of Danesh's car as he balik kampung. Let's get right to it. Danesh drove from KL to his family home in Kampung Bagus on the eve of Hari Raya to celebrate with his family. The distance time graph in the diagram below shows the motion of his car for his journey. Danesh stopped to pick up some lemang and rendang on the way home. Let's look at the graph first. This is the distance time graph. We can see that we have distance on the y-axis in kilometers. This is very important. And we have time in minutes on the x-axis. And this maps his journey. Let's get to the question. Number 1. State the duration of time in minutes it took for Danesh to buy the lemang and rendang. So he bought the lemang and rendang when he was not moving, when he stopped. How do we detect that an object has stopped moving from the distance time graph? Think about this. If the object is not moving, then whatever distance is traveled at that period of time will not change. Time will continue to go on. Time stops for no one. But the distance will remain constant because the object is not moving. And how is that reflected on the graph? You will see that here we have a horizontal line where the distance is not changing from 62. It is maintained at 62 from the 40th minute to the 44th minute. So this is the time during which he is not moving. And this is the time he took to buy the lemang and the rendang. And so this would simply be 44 minutes. The duration of time will be 44 minus 40. And this is 4 minutes. This is the time he took to buy the lemang and the rendang. Let's go to the next question. Calculate the value of P if the average speed for his journey was 72 kilometers per hour. The formula for average speed, so we use this, average speed is equals to the total distance or the whole journey over total time. The key word for average will be total. So let's substitute the values inside. The total distance for the journey, when we go to the graph, this is the total distance, P. And the total time is 65. So the average speed will be P over 65. However, there is one catch. Because if we look at this value, this is in kilometers per hour. But the time that we have from the graph is in minutes. So therefore, the first thing we need to do is convert this to hours. So let's do this slowly. Let's substitute the values inside the formula. 72 kilometers per hour. So this is 72. This is the average speed equals to the total distance is P. And the total time is 65 minutes. How do we convert that to hours? 65 divided by 60. When we want to convert minute to hours, we need to divide by 60. And so we get the value of P will be 72 times 65 over 60. And the answer here is 78 kilometers. This is the total distance. Let's go to the next question. Calculate the speed, again in kilometers per hour, of Danesh's car from the food stall where he bought the lemang and the rendang to KL. Let's look at the graph and see which portion of the journey we need to look at. So this time, let me clear the graph up. Alright, so this time we are looking at from the stall to KL. This is the time where he finished buying. This is the time where he reaches his destination. So we are to look at this portion of the journey from here all the way to here. When we want to find speed from a distance time graph, you cannot use the formula distance over time because this is from the graph. When we are using the graph to find speed, we need to use the gradient of the graph. For a distance time graph, the gradient is the speed. So whenever we find gradient, I always advise my students to write down the points that we're going to use first to avoid careless mistakes. So this will be 65 P. We already found the value of P, you can use it later. And this will be 44 62. Now let's use the gradient formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the speed here will equals to speed equals y2 minus y1. P, which we just found to be 78 kilometers. 78 minus, look at our point here, 62, and then 65 minus 44. Minus 62 first, over 65 minus 44. Now we have the same problem as earlier because they want the speed in kilometers per hour. These values are minutes. So what do? The exact same thing. We convert them to hours by dividing the whole thing with 60. And now we will have our answer in kilometer per hour. So we just key this into the calculator and you will get 45.7 kilometers per hour. The important thing when it comes to distance time graphs is to notice the units. You have to see whether they want the values in kilometers per hour, or usually the other common unit will be meter per second. I want to wish all those who are celebrating Selamat Hari Raya. I hope you have a great time with your family and friends. If this video has been helpful, please hit that like button and do subscribe because I'll be producing at least one video a week. See you guys in the next one.